Hi, friend. Welcome to today's marketing session. I want to know, are you ready to innovate yourself and unlock new opportunities for yourself as a personal brand and as a business? And I'm sure you can give me a high five on that, right? Who isn't? Who would say no to that? So, I want to talk to you today about 9 different ways that you can boost that visibility on your personal brand, which relates back to your business. Okay. Developing your own brand online, especially, it takes on a much more authentic approach to business without actively sounding salesy. Nobody wants to be sold. And as an entrepreneur, as the face of our business, people want to connect with the person in front of that business, with the leader of that business. And so that's why being able to develop and really craft your personal brand in an authentic way is so important. So, if you are new to the page, I want to welcome you personally. My name is Ginna. I am the owner and founder of Hype Media. We are a boutique social media marketing agency, and we support small businesses, corporations, as well as entrepreneurs in elevating your personal brand, even your style for my female entrepreneurs that we coach and mentor, as well as your social media marketing so that you can become more visible with your marketing efforts and also reach the right audience. Not just everybody, but the right audience that is going to come back to you and want to buy more and more from you. So, if there's something that you hear that you absolutely love, that resonates with you, that's a great tip or nugget, I want you to give me #wow. And also, feel free to spread this in your news feed, or maybe you have some business friends that you want to drop their name down below. That way they can also see this training as well. And of course, it will be on the replay. And if you are watching this on the replay, don't be shy, because I always come back and I answer all the questions. And I love to hear from everybody, whether you watch this live or on the replay. I know everybody's timing is completely different. So, all right. So first, let's talk about what is a personal brand. And I know I touch on this often. So if you've been following along with me for quite some time, you know how passionate I am about the importance of really starting with those foundations of building a brand, because most of us entrepreneurs are not the owners of this or this, right? Instead, we have services, we have programs, we have courses, we work business to business. These products are a lot more simpler to sell, especially when they have huge corporations behind them, like Victoria's Secret, or I think this is Tory Bell. All right. So that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about being a personal brand as yourself, giving your business that human touch so that you can really connect with the right person. And this is something that us as entrepreneurs, we miss from the very beginning. I missed it from the very beginning with both of my businesses, especially with Hype Media. And what happened was, when I started Hype Media, I already had clients along with me. So, I was working in corporate America previously with a multimedia company, and some of my clients came with me. And so for me, I completely skipped this whole step of building a personal brand back at that time. And what happens is, as clients start to come and go, or things like COVID happen, then you're left with, oh my gosh, people only know Hype Media, and it's only my client list and then the referrals that I get from them, right? So if that has happened to you, or maybe you're in direct sales, or maybe you're a realtor and you feel like your sales, and even a coach, a speaker, an author, any type of position or title that you have where you are the person that's involved in your services that you're offering. If you feel like your sales are not where they should be for all of the effort that you put into your business, it's most likely because people aren't connecting with you on that human level as a personal brand. So it really is honestly the holy grail of skyrocketing a business as an entrepreneur. Okay. And really what it is it's the perception that people have on your business based off of you as a person. So let's talk about the 9 ways that you can actually boost the visibility that you currently have as a personal brand. Okay. And if you have any questions, feel free, drop them down below as I'm going through all of these different ways. So the first thing that's really helpful when you're building a personal brand, maybe doing a refresh to your brand, or you've been a veteran of your personal brand, is to cross promote with other people in your space, or what my business coach likes to call power partners. So when you can find other entrepreneurs, other business owners that somehow relate to a service or a product or a resource that your ideal audience would also use, it's really great to partner with them. And you can partner with them in various ways. You can do email swaps, publish their content, and they publish yours. You can interview them on a live stream. What happens is you get connected with their audience, who is very likely going to be an ideal audience for you, for your business, and for what you have to offer. And they, at the same time, get connected to your audience and can benefit from your audience as well. And your audience can benefit from them. So partnering with others is honestly like one of the, and also the easiest ways to gain credibility because somebody else is vouching for you, and also to gain exposure and visibility as well. The second way is to put yourself out there in a way that people want to connect with you, okay? So this could be coined as an influencer, but I don't like that. The way that that's been used, I think, has really lost a lot of its uniqueness and exclusivity. So I like to talk about it more as when you show up and you start to show up as yourself, who is providing a service, a solution, and you're interacting with your community as a human being, not as a logo, not as a website, not as a lip gloss, or a pen or a cup, right? Not as these things. When you start to interact with them as a human being, they become attracted to you, to what you have to say. And you start to create that like, know, and trust factor that we all want as business owners with our community, with our potential clients, and with our current clients. Okay. And some ways to do this that makes it a lot easier is to start blogging. Blog long form content that has to do, that educates people on your industry, on what you have to offer, on your services, but not salesy. It's more educational, right? Then republish that content to LinkedIn, to Facebook, to you could create a video out of it and put it on YouTube. You also want to be very consistent and focused with your social media profiles. And that includes your personal profile too. Include what you do, who you serve, include your unique service proposition in all of your bios, your about section on your website. So number 3 is you can do ask me anything sessions. So that's a great way for one to build content, because the questions that people use to ask you, you can use those questions to create blog posts, to create content, whether with images, short videos, going into groups and asking those same questions. So I like the Ask Me Anything sessions. I think that's a great way to boost your visibility as a personal brand. It adds credibility. It gets people to perceive you as an expert, which is what you want. Because then when you're seen as an expert, there's no price objection. There's honestly not many objections, maybe just questions. Number 4, which is something that I have planning and in the works, but it has not happened yet. But this is my goal to kick off 2021 is start a podcast, and it's actually very simple to do. Literally, you can take your Facebook lives and repurpose them into podcasts. So I know that there is a process in between there, but if you are already doing Facebook Lives, or maybe you already blog, turn that blog post into a Facebook Live, which then turns into a podcast and a YouTube video, and so forth. Number 5 is to use topics or ask questions that really hit a pain point, and in some ways can be contradictory, not controversial, but point something out that you notice that is something that people or your ideal audience tends to do without calling out names or offending anybody, but point something out that is an elephant in the room that is something that people would be interested in hearing about, and then do open discussion about it. This adds a lot of authenticity to your personal brand and honestly to your content, and just how people view you. Number 6 is to do some roundups of maybe like shared quotes. I like to share a lot from other pages or other Instagram profiles over to my pages or even my client pages. We curate a lot of content, and we will share information that is highly engaged on from another Facebook business page, a page that has a lot of activity on it, a lot of comments, a lot of shares, and we'll find a specific post that's got a lot of engagement, and we will share it to our pages. And that helps also to increase the visibility of your page. You, in a sense, piggyback on that other page's audience, and you're simply sharing. So you're still keeping all of their information. The credit is still there to give to them. So it's not like you're doing anything that you shouldn't do. Now, what you should not do is you definitely don't want to download somebody's content and then upload it and make it seem like yours. That's a big no-no. Number 7 is interview others. So there's a couple different sides to this. So you could interview potential ideal clients or interview your current clients, ask them questions, ask them, maybe things that they feel were challenging before they started working with you. And that's going to give you some really great information to use as content. And then the other side to this is, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, is interview people within your space or relevant other business owners that would make sense for your audience to learn from. So doing interviews is a great way to do that. Number 8 is, if you're not already doing this, it's a must. Grow your email list. Now, it's not very common. It's not very common to have more of like I would say 8% open rate, and that's actually really good with emails. However, here's the difference. When you start to create an email list, you own that information. If you're putting all your eggs into one basket, if you are keeping all of your contacts on a platform, you don't own that information. You don't know when that platform could go down for whatever reason. It could completely shut off. What happens to your business? What are you left with? Are you left with nothing? So you don't want to be in that position. So start to grow your email list if you haven't. And ways to do that are, have some sort of CRM. A lead magnet is a great way. Provide something for free that is of value, that's easily consumable. And in order for that person to receive that, they need to opt in with their email and their name. Quizzes are also a great way to do this. So start to collect emails. The other thing that you can do with that email list is you can create an audience from that email list inside of your ads manager to retarget with. And you can also create what's called a lookalike audience out of that email list so that Facebook finds more people similar to your current email list to reach out to. So it's really strong tool to have, or definitely is an email list. And then number 9 is to go live. Do live videos. For one, Facebook prioritizes live videos over any other type of content on this platform. Okay. And it's not just on Facebook, it happens everywhere else too. The same thing with Instagram. If you have access to going live on LinkedIn, the same thing there. So you want to go live. You want people to recognize who you are. You want them to get to know who you are, your tone, your personality, your character. And the easiest way to do this is by going live. You can also go live on YouTube, by the way, as well. And if you use a third-party app like BeLive, which, by the way, if you want, I have a link that I can send you for BeLive. So if you use something like BeLive, you can go live in multiple places at once. So if I wanted to right now, I could go live on this page and I could also go live on YouTube at the same time, or I could go live on my personal and I could go live in my free group. So there's a lot of fun features and options with using a third-party tool like BeLive, but definitely go live. And you don't have to use a third-party tool. You can do it straight within the platform as well. I just like all the features that BeLive has to offer. And then when you're going live, again, you can repurpose that live, chop it into smaller pieces, into clips, make a blog post out of it, take quotes that you said out of it and create little quote cards. There's just so many different ways to repurpose that live stream. As well as when you have an audience watching you, and by the way, most people watch on the replay, but when you have an audience watching you, you can collect that data. You can use that audience that has watched you and retarget them as well with other ads so that you stay in front of them. So I hope that that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. So I will see you next Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here. And if you are not inside of my free marketing group where I go into more deep marketing trainings on Mondays, then say the word group and I will get you in there as well. All right. Have a great rest of the week. Bye.